Nuke. Is there any way that Ninjas in Pyjamas can win on Nuke? That is the first question I have. I would imagine that most people think that if Ninjas in Pyjamas, I mean, I'm going to look at it from their perspective. Obviously, they're a heavy underdog going into this one. They're going to have to win this in 3 maps, I think most people are saying. But at some point, this run of Heroic on Nuke must come to an end. And maybe that time is today.
Entirely possible. 92% win rate for Heroic on Nuke. They're on a 5-map win streak. Dude. They've played it 12 times in the last 3 months. 11 wins, 1 loss.
Those are very exceptional percentages that they have. Again, Cadian with the Super Mario Brothers. I never did get to explain that last time when he came out of double doors jumping backwards, but we will talk about it later. First, we'll see who gets the opening kill. The bomb being planted already, and Shush starts as he means to proceed. Tessa's holding down Deacon. He's got help on the way as well. But the Julies are here. Indeed. They only fire 1 at a time, but there are many bullets to be deployed. Jumping himself and achieving nothing.
Did he get body blocked? Because it looked like he was trying to. It looked like he was trying to strafe around, and he wasn't going anywhere.
Oh, he jumped.
Yeah, ZTR was right next to him, so maybe he got body blocked by ZTR. Next meme. Move on to the next round.
Can we just end the round now for Semler, please? put in the admin command.
I mean, well, all right, to put things in perspective, right? So Heroic, utterly dominant on this map. They have a crazy, almost 70% win rate on CT sides, 50% on T side. I mean, it's just monstrous numbers. If we go to NIP, they have just lost against Anonymous. They have a 40% win rate on this map, and they lost in this tournament 16-13 to Anonymous. So NIP, Nuke, it's not the strongest map for them, but it is such a detailed map. It takes time to get rolling on this map, especially if you're making roster changes, if you have to change any positions. It's a difficult sort of scenario. So
I think what's interesting about this situation for Ninjas in Pyjamas is that, of course, we may see some struggles in the early game as the new roster figures things out and learns from their experiences, but there's a possibility that they improve very quickly indeed. I'm not expecting anything utterly ridiculous, but something to bear in mind is that I wouldn't expect like a repeat performance, a mirror performance, if you will, from one map to the next. Even in this tournament, I think they're smart enough to look at problems and fix them. Well, Device saved his Kevlar last round, left to buy some more when we come to the buy because he's dead. Well, maybe there is some money to be made with the SMG in the next round.
Yeah, it's just the MAC-10 that gets lost. I mean, there's another MAC-10 on refresh. He could go around and hunt. Cadian, I mean, they're out there hunting a little bit. Nicely done. Beautiful flank, but that was the easy kill. Hampus and Rez have got helmets, so they'll be much harder to get rid of with that MAC-10. But yeah, this is just another round, a very quick round. I like that from Heroic. They're setting the pace. They really are setting the tone for this match immediately right off the bat with some quick strategies, some quick rounds, not letting them get comfortable. It's the kind of CS that I like to see from the dominant team. Don't even let your opponents play their game. You just dictate it right from the beginning. You are the better team on the server. Play like it.
Monty referenced Tessis' performances of late, and he starts this game 4-0.
Yes, Tessis is a savage. Absolute savage. But you know who's actually dropping the most, who has the most effective flash grenades in the entire tournament?
Who?
Refresh.
Really?
Yeah, and Refresh isn't even like, Refresh frags hard as well, but he's out there flashing everybody.
Yeah, you never think about him throwing grenades. He's the man getting in there and causing immense problems for his opponent. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. There's Tesses to finish off the job. Julie's collected. As you can see, down in an anti-eco position. So again, if your team are heavily outside and you want to keep lobby honest, then that's basically where you stand. Stops them collapsing on you, the CTs, if they choose to push. And gives you the option to fall back, reset, take another tight angle to your advantage, of course. And again, there's patience from Heroic. Their mid-round patience, especially in rounds like this, we saw them previously when they got into difficult situations, just hold and allow the other side to look for information and be punished for doing so. So they've got great like mid-round and late-round pacing, I would say, Heroic, which is one of the strengths we don't talk about too much.
It's interesting. Cadian has still got the same tick with his left hand. He's had it for years, where he makes like this claw out of his hand between rounds. Have you ever noticed that?
No.
He's still got it. You can see it on the camera now because he just catches the edge of his keyboard. But if you pay attention to his left hand, he still does this claw motion every now and again with his hand for whatever reason. He's had it forever.
Is it like a stretch, maybe?
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's just kind of like makes a claw out of his hand.
Well, let's have a look at the first buy round for both squads. Cadian will be making his way downstairs very quickly indeed. He is not carrying the bomb, however, and he will be dealt with. But perhaps that will pull more rotation downstairs. You can see Device has targets towards the ramp. Shush really trying to make an effort there. An easy target for Device in round number 4. He's got a pretty good 5 versus 2 situation now. Not the most difficult round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Heroic looking for some fast plays. I think they were trying to maybe pull the ramp player away. Didn't have the success they were looking for, as we can see. So NIP are in a strong position to find their first round. But again, this mid-round pacing from Heroic. I tried to play and punish Ninjas in Pyjamas for seeking information, but they're content holding angles now. Not fighting to the death unless they want to, as you can see.
Oh, that's so annoying. And now Rez is just going to dart out. No information gained for Stalin. And a nice shot from Device. Device can be the difference maker. Device can be the difference maker this series. Could be really interesting to see. In terms of opening kills, he's high up there, top 5 in the tournament right now. But right behind him is Cadian. So you're balanced out. Both operas for the teams have been exceedingly good at getting those opening man advantages for their teams. So that is definitely going to be key going forward. You're always, always favors you if you can get that 5v4 going early. And we see here in this round where Heroic just kind of got picked apart after giving up the opening kills. And so now we get to see Heroic, what do they decide to change with? Cadian's going to get that AWP in hand. 3-1, Nipper on the board early on here. With Device straight out into yard again. Oh, interesting. Molly on to main.
Cadian's on the hunt.
I expect to see this kind of duel happen a lot between these two.
Smokes are up outside. How do you respond, as Kanye West would say? You can see Hampus towards T-spawn. But there's a big focus on the inside on this occasion from Heroic. Refresh will look to impose his will upon Nip later on. He's got himself in a good spot. Waiting for the smokes to dissipate. There are 2 incendiaries and a smoke for Ninjas in Pyjamas at this point. Very slow approach. CT vent is cleared. ZTR's going to be real careful because he expects somebody's probably going to be looking for it. He's going to pick the right timing, but Tessis is ready for it, and in comes the push now. Rez with the off angle, multiple targets coming his way, but no kills just yet. And down goes Hampus as well. That 3rd kill will render this round done as far as Ninjas in Pyjamas participation. They'll look to try and hold on to what they have now. It's a very slow, measured approach from Heroic, and then very decisive once they push into the A-bomb site.
If you can get into angles where you can hold multiple rifles on the same angle like that, it's so brutal. Because you manage to sneak 2 guys out that way. If there's a CT player there, and you're both standing side by side, he gets a 1-for-1 maybe. But in this case, he doesn't even get that, right? Because they're so quick about it. They just blast him immediately. And from there, you just snap and explode onto the site. You do not let them get any further than that. Device, misses the shot. What a great hunt. Run boost in, finding Device, no AWP save for Nip. This is actually a terrific round for Heroic.
Flash combo as well. Very nice.
Do they have enough? Maybe a glass cannon? It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's a really cool round from Heroic. They take some control outside and they put Ninjas in Pyjamas in positions far away, unclear as to where they may be going. Again, I think it was Hampus who was by that box towards CT spawn. Just leaves him in a position unable to do anything. So I do wonder if Ninjas in Pyjamas will make an aggression later on to try and force Heroic into a particular direction. Because again, having the luxury of going either way can be a problem for them. And perhaps control of Secret will have something to do with that. Maybe we'll see it now. You can see a smoke up already, and indeed Refresh once again is towards Secret. Last round he was lurking in the garage. This time there's a faster play on ramp. It's a different change of pace from Heroic here.
I love how they don't even chase down ramp at all. They just want to force him back. Now they have control of ramp. Opening up all the different avenues. So lobby, ramp. Rez is in a position perhaps to push, but we'll see. His device is going to find an angle here towards ramp, but he's not going to have any targets just yet. Heroic instead slow walking their way down towards that lower site. Refresh has been lurking over towards Secret this entire time. He has yet to run into Hampus. This is going to be it.
Look how difficult these positions are. Like, NIP are forced to just respond to what's happening. And here comes the first down the ramp, and Plopsky doesn't even realize there's a second player there, but now he does. Gets two out of it in such an awkward spot. It's really impressive from Plopsky. 2 versus 4 now, and NIP with control and devices on the ramp. Stan will swing on the ramp itself. Down goes device. 24 seconds now, and he's making this real expensive. Got to get his reload in. Even though they don't win the round, Heroic, they kill 3 of the 5 players with Ninjas in Pyjamas, which will weaken them up for this round. Heroic can buy again, so that's only half the job done here for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
And they're slowly figuring it out here, like what is going to be this setup for NIP. Hampus and Refresh having that duel, that is just the longest duel. They were in that standoff for 50 seconds or so. Just it felt like the entire round is just waiting on who was going to slip up first. And Refresh, uncharacteristically, falling short there. Definitely one of the standout players for Heroic. Kind of does it all. Multi-kill extraordinaire, and this is going to be Device. Aggro push from Device out in the yard, catching him completely off guard, and yet the double kill coming in from Refresh. There it is.
Hampus has a lot to do here. ZTR deleted on the side. That leaves Hampus now. He needs a multi-frag, but Refresh pre-fires for the 3rd kill. Plopsky with the MP9, 1 versus 1 versus Tessus. A little jiggle. Oh, it's a very costly jiggle, actually. As he peeked before the flash, Tessus ready for it. Quick tap, but there's no peek from Plopsky. Goes for the wide swing, but Tessus is ready. 5-2 for Heroic. Things start to speed up and heat up. But it's NIP whose feet are in the fire.
Well, there you have Tessus, top performer for Heroic this tournament. Absolute monster. And that's in a team of monsters. That's the strength of Heroic, is that everybody is so lethal, so dangerous on this team. But as far as Heroic are concerned, you know, when he's competing already with his teammates to get the kills, he's still ranked 6th in the entire tournament in terms of individual performance tests. But he has just been coming up aces for Heroic round after round. Not surprised to see him pull off that clutch. Oh, there it is, nice. The Zeus.
Not much of a kill bonus for it, but it does make things expensive for your opponent, and it's a cheap way to have some impact in the round.
And to give us a chuckle.
I would love to see, or I'd love to learn how they recorded the sound that's made when you kill somebody with that Zeus. Because it sounds like one of those squeezy chicken toys. Or something. I don't know, like a dog might have. I'd love to know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my reaction to Launders' shirt today.
Launders, man. Let's see how he fares when he gets back to Blast. You know, is he going to be able to start wearing? He's going to have experienced all this freedom over here in the United States.
All this
how
freedom.
Will he ever go back?
Crispy beef jerky and such.
Oh yes, indeed.
6-2, a great start from Heroic. Man, it looks really painful to play for them, to play against them rather, with the pace they set and what happens in the mid round. They establish map control. They don't barrel down into the bomb site. They just wait. And then again, they're using the angles to just walk down the ramp. And suddenly 4 players are bursting onto the site. How do you respond to that? You have to, it's just whoever happens to be the individual where they're going is in a lot of trouble and needs more than 1 kill. I feel like we're seeing in many of these rounds, they're forcing an overperformance from every person they engage after positioning players way out to just keep an eye on things, as we saw previously.
And they're just always lethal. But what's been really very good for Heroic is just how effective they are at trading. It's like what we saw. Oh, this is unfortunate. Turns away, Cadian, or that's Tessus getting caught out. Bunch of kills coming through here for NIP. Bit of a weird round coming out here from Heroic. A little disjointed, and Nip were in the perfect spot to ruin Heroic. And here I was saying that they are just so good at trading kills.
Stoun's just bunny hopping all over the shop to retrieve the bomb. Very nice work from him. Cadian gets his bell rung. This is still clutchable for Heroic, which is very worrying from the NIP side of things. It might be a relief if Heroic make fast plays into A all the time. Outside's been such a problem and pulled him out. Hampus, he was the man who had to go to CT spawn in that round earlier. Gets the second last kill for them now. And again, they can't really afford to lose another player here, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Stam's got so many angles to look at. Plopsky trying to collapse on the site with his teammate. And he will do exactly that. Plopsky with a number of important frags in this game already. Whether or not they win the rounds, he's given them a chance at least.
He's doing a very good job, Plopsky. I mean, he has to step up. I mean, as far as individual performance is concerned, that's where NIP are kind of lacking. I mean, Heroic, they're so consistent, you can almost not tell the difference apart, you know, different players, one from the other in terms of statistics, in terms of performance. They just all frag, they all clutch, they all multi-kill. It's actually a bit ridiculous how good they all are on an individual level. NIP, on the other hand, you know, kind of experiencing ups and downs. You've had Rez, who's really experienced a resurgence recently. He seems to be topping out and becoming that star that NIP always hoped that he would be. But at the same time, you still got the ZTR, this player who's trying to find his place and trying to find that individual level to fit into the team. And we've seen him kind of fall short a couple rounds already here on this map where maybe somebody else is getting a kill in that situation. So we'll see if ZTR, you know, can step up. Because otherwise, it's going to take an overperformance from players like Plopsky to make up for that.
Again, outside compromise very early. Refresh once more in the garage. How many teams do you see this from? Consistently, it's like the default map control for the T's is garage, which is absurd on Nuke. But such is the brazenness of Heroic. They take it on a regular basis. They expect it.
Yo! What was that?
Maybe going for a spray. I'm not sure if he was trolling or going through a spray through the wall.
Yeah, he was going for the wall bang. What was that?
2 for 1, I suppose. Tesses tries to pull rotation towards B. Opens the door. The sound cues are heard. Refresh has been dropped though, and NIP are holding position for now. They know it's a tricky team. Device will be caught in no man's land, however. ZTR sees the barrel of the gun now. Does he jump around the corner? He could get flicked there. Oh, he's got the angle. The scope will deny Acadian, and that will leave Tesses with 20 HP now. Does he go for 1 kill before planting the bomb? He may have no choice as he seems to be walking to his demise. Again, Heroic, even in the rounds they lose, they're doing significant damage, has to be noted, but Heroic find themselves on eco now.
Yeah, this round they don't get that bomb plant. So we will have, nope. Before I speak too soon. It's looking like we're gonna get a hero AK out of Tessis. Is everybody else gonna spend? No, okay, we will get ecos on everybody else. So, weird round coming up here for Heroic, but that's a 2-round loss bonus. And they actually do elect to just spend a little bit. We'll get that smoke wall down to give them some options out here in the yard. And in the meantime, Tessis gonna go toe-to-toe. Not a favorable fight for him against an AWP though, and he just manages to sneak by. Oh, looking for the headshot. That was so close. He tags Device.
Oh, Device.
Oh, there it is.
And the elevation he's looking for. Just like the U2 song. And Heroic goes straight back up again, looking to pick up the weapon, I think. It's so weird to see everybody just jumping around, trying to take the crosshairs away. Hampus is in trouble now. He's got some help, though. Just looking for all the other frags. Man, it's insane. It just looks so scary. That's going to be a fun round for Heroic as well, but I can see ZTR smiling, which is good. Stay in good spirits. And hey, Ninjas in Pyjamas are getting some rounds on the board now. Yeah. Suddenly it's 6-5. They've got the last 3 rounds in a row, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Heroic are coming back on the bye, but there's some momentum to be had here. Yeah,
they're starting to get back into it here. This is going to be that make or break moment, I think, where NIP, if they can shut Heroic down here without a bomb plant, that is going to be absolutely terrific for them, and they can start really taking the lead in this half. Still 6 rounds on the board on T side of Nuke for Heroic. So I think Heroic now, you know, they're not going to be feeling too dissatisfied no matter the outcome of the half. I think the onus, the pressure is on NIP. NIP are the ones who need to perform here. And Device, clever, gets the off angle on Refresh.
Taking out Refresh is so important because that means that NIP maybe don't have to go so far back towards spawn to try and figure out what's going on outside. Rez forced away with the Molotov. That's a pretty deep molly. And again, we've seen this before. Heroic will hold with presence on the ramp. Previously, they had a 4-man push into the B bomb sites afterwards.
But they had refresh down in the tunnels that time, right? Without refresh, you have no flank. You have no guy to catch the flank out on Nip or to create room for you on the other side. And so Tessus is kind of making that happen now for the team. Instead of refresh, he's over here trying to make some noise.
Twice with the pistol out, Plopsky again. Just always in these awkward situations. This time with the MP9, it's just not the one. That's a hard duel to win, and then Hampus gets deleted by control as well. Zetiar now. Again, we need a multi-frag from someone here. It is a 3-on-3. I'll switch out as Zetiar is down to 2 HP, so he'll have to hold an angle with the AWP. Cadian focusing on Decon. Oh, Storm looks away, but that's Cadian's job. That is absolutely brutal timing. Cadian now has got to hold down 2 jobs as well, but they will do that, Heroic, and reach their 7th round.
What a round. What a round from Heroic. You would think going against them, everything going against them, you would think, but no, they actually managed to bring it back. Here's the opening kill from Device, catches out the Lurker. That should hamstring Heroic. And yet Heroic, they cut Tessus loose, they let him go and create a diversion on upper to try and make it so it's a little bit more difficult for Nip to rotate quickly down to the lower site. And in the meantime, Heroic are just crushing through that defense. This is the difference. It's just everybody can frag on Heroic. There's no weakness, there's no weak link on that in that respect. Anybody can take any role, it feels like, because they can just all hit headshots. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they have a knack of putting Ninjas in Pyjamas into unfavorable positions. The angle Plopsky's got to try and defend the B bomb site from, absolutely horrible.
This
especially with an MP9 as well. Indeed, but how do they make up for the shortcomings here in terms of weaponry, in terms of grenades? It's been a very responsive game so far. And I don't see any plays just yet. Again, Device where we saw Hampus previously. And this time there are more targets coming his way. And they seem expectant. How about that for a Molotov? All the way back to spawn. The buy time's run out. Just have to stand there and listen to the wind. How good are these guys at this game, honestly? Oh my god. All right then, Hampus making an effort here. Cadian will clean up.
Device has no idea that they've gotten behind him.
Walking past CT spawn. Seen something new today. And with that, it's a 4 versus 1.
Dude, you have to feel gutted if you're nipping this round right now. Just like, how did they manage to get all the way into hell like that?
That was awesome. This is such a stronghold for Heroic.
Plopsky, what can Plopsky do now? Oh, they're rotating out onto the upper side. He still has a chance to be the hero. If he can catch him planting the bomb. No, the bomb is getting planted on the other side of the silos as well. He can't even catch that break. They can't even plant the bomb for him.
He had an incendiary. I mean...
Interesting. He's just holding.
It looks like he's moving his mouse.
He is. He's there.
Okay.
He's just holding.
Yeah, 10 seconds. I mean, he has to... I mean, you could jiggle and see if somebody's at the hut there. That's interesting. I feel like there is a Molotov play to be made there to try and steal around the way. But not today. Heroic moved to 8 on the T side here. And the thing is, I think Heroic have got to a strength on Nuke where it's going to force other teams to improve on Nuke, because right now, I think in some respects, maybe from the perspective of other teams, if they're facing Heroic, they're thinking 3 maps immediately because they look so nasty on Nuke.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like some teams are going to be giving up the map just by it being in the map pool every time for Heroic.
Well, they're 11-1 right now on the map.
Yeah. So
in the last 3 months. That's a ridiculous score.
Be better. Going to have to watch their demos and learn. The A bomb site is empty. Cadian will soon communicate to his team. Grenades up top, and this will be a nice, smooth round for Heroic, like a new blade on a razor. There's minimal resistance.
Just going to skim on through, and much like, you know, that new blade. Oh, that HE. Well, that wasn't like a new blade. That was a bit more brutal, but they are just definitely going to collect some kills. Cadian has put himself in a prime position with that mech 10. Oh. Did he farm him up? No, he just makes sure that Zetiar craters.
Rated.
So 9-5 going into the 15th round of this first half, and Heroic look completely in control of the situation. And IP putting up a fight, but it is definitely a struggle for the Swedes. It's the age-old fight, Bardolph. Danes versus Swedes.
It's mystery to read there. Last round of the first half, then we'll see if Ninjas in Pyjamas have a 6th. Oh, hello. Target acquired. They know Hampus is close. I saw him cross, but where is he?
Oh man, he's somewhere in here. This is nerve-wracking.
He doesn't survive this.
Dude, no, the smoke is going to clear. He's going to have the advantage.
Oh. Yeah, he got traded. And look at the slaughter on the ramp. 2 versus 2. Device got traded outside as well, so I don't know how much information there is on the remaining CTs because what a crazy exchange of frags that was across the map. Showing presence towards B, trying to pull rotation is Tesses. I think Cadian's towards the lobby. And things slow down now. Again, that mid to late round from Heroic. We'll see if it's strong this time. Jerking up the ladder is Cadian.
But we're coming back towards ramp, aren't we? With the bomb. So this is back into lobby. Where is ZTR? Does ZTR spot? No, this is... ZTR's in a prime position to cut this off. But the check is there. Dude, it's just instant death. Tesses is too fast.
The synchronization has to be respected as well. Cadian probably trading that kill if necessary, but it wasn't. Yet another strong half from Heroic. 10 rounds on the T side of Nuke. We'll see if NIP can fight back on their T side after the break. You know, now I think about it, maybe I did put 750 on Mouse and not Nip.
That's the way to open it.
Maybe we should change it back. No, in all seriousness, you have to expect Heroic to be very strong on the T side and the CT side of Nuke, in fact. So it's always going to be an uphill struggle for the Ninjas, but maybe not being on the CT side anymore will be a relief. They've got 2 players with utility. No P250s, but they're already close enough with the... almost close enough with the Glock, actually. You can see Cadian headshot, but still alive. Moving down towards the B bomb site are Ninjas in Pyjamas. Cadian will be finished off on the outside as another headshot onto Refresh. Oh my god, they're coming back with a vengeance, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Now it's Heroic's turn to be absolutely smashed from pillar to post by the mostly Swedish squad. What is there left for Stown to do here? Maybe it's his turn to try and hide like Device did on the pistol in the first half.
Yeah, how the turntables turn. Stan. Gonna get a headshot at least. So now can he hold? You put yourself in a position to face up against the Glocks. I actually like this. Not gonna be able to save the kit though. But yeah, just chill out. Don't even face. I mean, you got the USP, so if you face, you got the advantage, although they have USPs too. So he has to realize that, and he is going to just chill out and save this utility into the next round. So good on Stout. Now the question is whether or not Heroic go for the force buy in this round. Because you're in double ego territory. Do you want it? I mean, you're in the lead. Nope. It's looking like we're going to get a force buy.
All I see is force buys. Everybody's force buying.
Yeah,
But let's not forget.
true.
I mean, yesterday was insane with the Desert Eagles and so on.
True. I mean, Desert Eagles have radically changed the game. Like once upon a time, we've just been like, yeah, this is a waste of money. Why are you doing it? Now, with how good the Eagles are and how good the players are with Eagles, yeah, maybe it makes sense.
People are just better, it seems. Refresh looking for some headshots as well. Oh, tagging onto Rez. Bomb carrier 4 HP. He'll be seen escaping Refresh, so at least there's some relief for Ninjas in Pyjamas. But again, look how active Heroic are. Such a difference already versus Ninjas in Pyjamas, who weren't really allowed to move forward on their CT side at all, but Heroic certainly will. Yes, it's the force buy territory, but I'm interested to see actually how Heroic responds on their CT side, because again, Ninjas in Pyjamas were either passive or responsive, you know, like NIP just, sorry, Heroic on the T side had NIP. It felt like they were unable to really maneuver and just had to react and fall back and then basically fight in a really bad situation. Credit to Heroic for putting them in that position. But I feel like we'll see a more aggressive CT side coming out of Heroic here, who I think they'll feel like every round, regardless of what side they're on, that they're going to be in control of this game.
Well, again, much like in the first half, they need to be the ones to just set the pace here. NIP are going to, obviously on the T side, they're the ones who get to dictate, but Heroic can play aggressive, they can play aggro yard. They have an effective oppo who can go toe-to-toe with Device in the form of Cadian. So, I mean, they have options. They're not going to be totally limited here. But Heroic now, it's going to be the hard eco coming up for them after this force buy with the Deegs. And we should just have NIP deathballing around on the map together and just running through this defense. Not a whole lot you can really hope to do. You can get some clever plays. We saw that, actually, didn't we see that? Yeah, we saw that with Vitality where they stacked up here outside with 5 USPs. That was
yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, you can do cool stuff like that. Winning the round, though, less likely. Far less likely.
We saw a lot of smoke grenades closer to main from Heroic on their T side. So I do wonder if Ninjas in Pyjamas will default to these more common ones. I still remember Astana Dragons.
Huh. Well, that's a name you don't hear every day.
Yeah, with the this wall of smoke outside every single round. That was their default on the T side. Such a nice name as well, Astana Dragons. It sounds like it's, you know...
Yeah.
It's I'm sad that the name isn't in Counter-Strike anymore because it just sounds really awesome.
It was a good name. It was a good team. It's a shame that they weren't able to get more done. Oh, well, you got a kill.
Yeah, the trap has been found, and the rest should be a formality for... Wow, they get two kills out of this. That is very impressive indeed. Refresh comes out like, blow, and here it is. He's actually giving himself a clutchable round. Oh, please, not like this. Someone's going to be at home crying if Refresh finds a way to win this one. He's got 3 bullets. Oh, that's a heavy tag looking for the trade striker, and here he is now. Oh, man, how did that get so close?
Woo! Dude, you're holding your breath the entire time. He is perfectly capable of clutching that. That was way too close. What a round from Refresh, dude. He is so good. But now, okay, this is going to be it. The big buy round here for both teams. NIP fully equipped on their side. Device has got his AWP. Heroic now going to have the AWP in Cadian, and Tessis has gone for the AUG. So let's see, Stan will be taking point out here in the yard. Nice HE, not going to find him just a bit too early. Ninjas and Pyjamas, they're too long in the tooth, Bardolph. They're not going to be running into HE damage for free. But with this wall of smoke down, they can get across to Secret. Cadian is currently holding below, though, with the AWP.
Yeah, and there are a few different places he could be, so it will be curious what NIP do to find out where he is, and also if they give their own positions away in that respect. Well then, is this a play to pull players towards the B bomb site? But perhaps a play towards there. I wonder with this smoke grenade, Teslas have been traded now. You can see Shush creeping on the outside. Hamper's good for 2. And now Heroic are devoid of information outside. NIP could be heading towards Heaven. Hell, Secret, B, Main. You can see the smoke from Main has gone before the smoke at Hell. But he also got both kills there in Heaven and Hell.
We're getting close on time, though. 40 seconds. Cadian is still below. That's actually crazy. Still just holding the lower halls. And Hampus has now made his way up to Heaven. Bomb is starting to make its way back as well, so this is looking like it's going to wind up on A. The upper hit. Refresh just holding his angle. Stavin watching his back. ZTR, though, unfortunately, there's just so many angles that you can watch on this bomb site.
There we are. So NIP take control of Secret, establish some control and try to force some rotation towards the B bomb site. Deny information with the smoke towards Hell, punish the peaks from Heaven, and then the swing from Hell. And then moving towards A. And here we are, Cadian forced to hide now, hold on to the AWP. And Heroic may be in with a chance of losing the lead at this point. Although again, that eco was pretty close, so I'll take nothing for granted in this series. But that's where the situation should probably go in this respect. But we need to see what else NIP have in their toolbox.
It certainly is a tough break for Cadian. This is a round where he's probably wishing he can have it back, so he could have that AWP out in the yard, doing some damage long range, taking these fights with NIP, where he would have the advantage versus rifles versus rifles. M4s against AKs, it's never a good time. Nicely done by Hampus. So maybe that second kill, right? If Cadian is out there with an op, maybe we're looking at a different scenario. But Cadian down and lower, not able to have any impact. And we're going to get a tactical timeout called now by Heroic. So 10-9, NIP 1 round closer to tying it up. And Heroic, right now, okay then. Dude, they're going for it. This is a bold move.
Whoa.
Double AWP.
Well, with the pace of the rounds, it may make sense. If we're going to see some shift walking from the Ninjas. We saw the trouble dueling outside versus the AK-47s.
They are ninjas after all, aren't they?
So this could be one way to respond to that. Let's see where Stown goes with his.
Nope, never mind. Wait, what? What's going on? Missed call, but I think we're good. We're going to keep going. Oh, yeah, Cadian out in the yard. And Rez on silo right now, not going to spot out anybody just yet. Smoke wall has gone down out in the yard. Cadian not going to be able to see on the other side of it, though, due to his position.
Where is the second AWP? Oh, Stown creeping towards Secret, actually. So we have double AWP outside, kind of.
So far, neither of these ops has had any kind of impact. In the meantime, Device is waiting for some kind of push for info on ramp.
I like the angle from Tesses.
It's a nasty one.
Want to learn. You can spray through the corner of that box as well. Oh, the boost could be brutal. And there's no way to respond to that because of the flames, and there'll be more junk thrown into it as NIP move away. I smell trouble for the Ninjas here.
Stevin's backed off as well. He's already putting himself in a position to support at ramp. This is going to get nasty. Does Cadian get rewarded for all the patience, though? Oh, no. The angle isn't correct.
All NIP
But he knows somebody made it past.
Oh, he had to land that one. All NIP knew was that there's a rifle on a ramp, and they didn't really know the formation of the rest of them. Well, they know there's one AWP in the garage now, and maybe they collapse on Cadian. Indeed, they do. 3 versus 4. 28 seconds on the clock. And Heroic, again, they're proactive. We didn't really see these kind of plays from Ninjas in Pyjamas, but Heroic have found a way to do it. And they found a bomb as well. Knife out, and that's a free kill for Plopsky. Got to rescue those in an awkward spot, walking into a crossfire, actually. And there is Refresh to make it 2v2. 14 seconds, he's got help, and the bomb's heading towards the B bomb site. That's crucial. Rez has the rotation as well, holding the vent down to where does TeSeS go. Very back and forth affair. TeSeS knows that Rez is creeping somewhere, but does he make a play into the vents? That's a huge kill from him. 1v1 now. Hampus has the information. He could be anywhere. TeSeS will have to clear all these angles very, very carefully indeed. All the elevation spots and such. Does he choose to spray the rafters? He does a little bit. Quick reload, Jiggle peeking, trying to figure out where Hampus is, inviting an attack, and there he is. Patient Hampus, but boy, that was a tense one, a very nervous one. And I did say, on the CT side, are we going to see more proactiveness and aggression from Heroic? We saw that, and again, it looks so much more threatening than what we saw from Nip.
It does not. I mean, never are you going to expect the second guy to be in the hut like that. And so a free kill right here, Plopsky, that is so painful. Taking down the one. Had that not happened, that could have been a completely different situation, but Heroic now it's going to get, life is going to get very interesting here for the Danes, and the Swedes are going to be feeling pretty pumped up. 10-10, Nip with a full buy, Heroic with Deagles again, and this time again, they go for a stack here in ramp. 3 players waiting in ramp.
We have to recognize that Ninjas in Pyjamas have won every round in this half so far. It's a pretty good start for them. Here's yet more aggression from Heroic. The Deagle spamming up close. Can spray through these walls as well, but you can conserve your bullets for these pushes. They actually win the engagement. 4 versus 2. Hampus has to change things, moves away as he has to collect the bomb. Heads back and Refresh has the angle. There could be yet more trouble for Ninjas. The question is though, where is Rez in the meantime? Hampus will be relying on him to maybe get more than 1 frag. Refresh, look, how is he out here, man? Heroic taking liberties. He has absurd angles, and he's going to catch Hampus. Stereo frag for Heroic, and their first round is an eco with the ramp push.
Exactly. This is the round that Heroic get after all of these close clutch situations. It comes down to a Deagle buy, which was an eco. They just won an eco round. And yet here we go. This is how lethal these players are. Dude, you know the Deagle now reminds me of the CZ back in the day. Just
wow.
How effective the CZ was.
It's everywhere.
And just how effective the Deagle is now. I mean, there are no such thing as eco rounds anymore. These players are always so dangerous. These pistols are so strong in the hands of pro players. And so, massive round for Heroic to win. And already off to a strong start here. TeSeS catching Plopsky in the smoke at ramp. Man advantage for Heroic. And now Nip, well, you've lost a lot of utility there on your 1 player. We will get the smoked wall going down again here. Out in the yard, and so once again, Stown not in a position exactly to see on the other side of it.
It's interesting TeSeS is holding an incendiary rather than a smoke, as you would normally see in this position. Because again, a smoke, I guess you're more inclined to charge through it with the numbers, and you might expect that in a 4 versus 5. So a little difference there to what we normally see. But again, we've got a big queue of T's crab walking through the main position. Refresh not flash at all. That's a lot of information. Instant trade by Shush now. Tries to make some space for himself, holding down the A bomb site. Hampus pushing hard, denied, and he may have done enough. Rez in the clutch now. 40 seconds. We've got TeSeS trolling, jiggling, dancing on the ladder. He'll create some space for himself. Does he commit to this bomb plant, though? Not going to just yet. Awkward. Down goes Cadian. Pushing to stop that bomb. 29 seconds. Potential double peek. So afraid of heaven. He does not know where Stown is. He only knows that TeSeS was by the ladder. 20 seconds as they look to delay the bomb plant. Rez is running out of options now.
Very good. Discipline. Do not peek. 10 seconds. He has to plant the bomb. And so there we get the flash. Molly over the top, and now Rez has put himself in a winnable position here. But he's 1 shot away, and TeSeS will catch him. But this is what you need to be doing if you're Heroic at that point. I mean, eventually he has to plant the bomb or he loses the round. So the clock is forcing his hand. So rather than run into him where his crossfire, you know, his crosshair is there, and he's ready and waiting for you with these bait plants, just run down the clock. Keep running it and keep forcing him to make the play.
Yeah, that clock is pressure for he and him alone.
So very nicely done there by Heroic, and we're going to get a tactical timeout called here by NIP. And the Ninjas in their facility in Soromam, apparently.
Where's
I've
that?
learned in Stockholm.
That's a place in an area of Stockholm?
Yes, it's the south on the south side of the city. Pretty hipster, you know. It's like Abbot Kinney or something if you're around here.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Plant-based restaurants and such.
And trust fund babies.
Plant and wine.
Yes, that's the kind of area. But it's a good spot. I mean, it's a really good spot actually. A lot of cool development going on over there, new companies, all that sort of thing. So it's a good spot for Nip to be. So glad to hear that they've got that rolling for them. Hell yeah. 12-10 in favor of Heroic on the CT side.
Maybe they've taken control again now, as I'm sure they expect. You can see Plopsky lining things up. What kind of pace are we going to see from Ninjas in Pyjamas? Things were looking so good for them. I was starting to wonder until they lost that pistol round. They almost find themselves in a pistol round afterwards. Must be a crying shame from their perspective, but for Heroic, they are where they should be. See them all avoiding the flashbangs, facing immediately, some back and forth as they expect more utility. So are we going to see a double pump from NIP? We've got 3 mollies, 2 smokes and some flashes as well. But again, the utility continues, which will slow down the execute here.
Every grenade is so valuable for NIP right now, though, because they just have not been able to full buy, and so they're going to be limited in their options. They do have mollies for the full execute, and ZTR was spotting for the hot play. That's the bomb, though, so we're going to get to see that. Imperfect molly. Oh, they can make it down the fence. This is huge. They managed to sneak through. They thread the needle down onto the lower bomb site, and now Tesses, sure, there's a gap, but he can't stop the bomb from getting planted.
Looking over the smoke as well, see what he can find. That's quite interesting. I wonder if there's a world where... Oh, hold on a second. See if Cadian can make it down the vent. Rez seems to have an angle, but Cadian's very expectant, very aware. Bloxy's got to go for the multi-frag. Continuation spray flashes as well. But it's a 2 versus 4 in favor of Heroic. Device contained now in control. Forced away, and that bomb is ticking. 3 of these 4 players with defuse kits. Device avoids the flash, and he's just being trolled here by Shush, who wins the duel as well. ZTR with so much to do now. There's the first kill, looking for the player above him. Is there time? I think there is just about time for Heroic to defuse the bomb. Indeed there is. And we move to a 13th round for Heroic on their pick of Nuke.
Whew, man, can we get any closer than these rounds? It's hard to believe. Already so nice from Nip, where they force the man on Hut backwards. ZTR with that peek initially, right, forces him back. So then they're able to, because they force the defense back, they can then go through Squeak and get down that vent without getting shot in the back. They can get down to vent and get a bomb plant out of that situation. That's terrific for NIP. Put themselves in a winnable situation, but that was a force buy. Now we're into a half buy with some pistols and some nades. But this is going to be a lot riding on Nip getting a bomb plant in this round so that they can set themselves up for success in the following round. Because Heroic are getting dangerously close to winning this first map now. We'll put them up on 14-10 if they take this one.
There's the molly. No reasonable way to respond to that from NIP's point of view. Because he's down in Cadian with, they've got a full buy in the hole. So the Ninjas have got some work to do here. There's various ways to be impactful for the long run. But it might not be so long if Heroic have their way. Molly's towards double doors once again. Oh, Tete still with his angle. Hampus walked into a very painful situation there. Look at all the junk thrown into main. Look at all those lines from the T side. Speaking of lines, Shush knows his lines and ZTR gets deleted. Nothing going the way of NIP all of a sudden. No bomb plant just yet. Their planter has been expired by Heroic. The fadeaway heat sheet grenade.
Oh no!
And second attempt is also denied. Device now, so many targets there, but the spray through the vent will be enough, leaving Plopsky in a 1 versus 4. They must have been expecting the bomb plant as a minimum, but they may not even be gifted that by Heroic. Hold on a second.
Well, Cadian just can't catch a break up there, can he?
Where's the AWP? Did it fall down? 10 seconds is not long enough really to AWP 3 people. Plopsky's got to swing and force the issue. He must die, and he does. No bomb plant for NIP as Heroic make it to 14.
Oh, that's just cruel. The AWP actually dies up there. Cadian shaking his head a little bit. It's not like they've got mountains of cash here, Heroic, so him having to spend it valuable money to re-equip an AWP is a bit of a painful loss. So we are going to get another round on the board here for Heroic. 14. They've gone 4 rounds in a row, as you can see. And so NIP, now this is it. The big moment we've all been waiting for. Nearly full nades. And straight aggression. No hesitation. Now Device is still chilling. And that smoke is going to slow things down again as well.
Well, the smokes will be gone soon on the outside, and Heroic will have to fall back. I say have to, it is Heroic. It's more like choose to, especially on Nuke. And Cadian will stand his ground. AWP scoped in already by T-Red. See if a molly is deployed for this position by Ninjas in Pyjamas. They only have 2 Molotovs, so they may choose to hold on to their utility, considering what little they have. But Hampus, well, he's almost doing 360s.
He sees the smoke wall. Hits the shot, but it's not enough. Through the edge of the box, perhaps. Hampus survives.
Yeah, support utility for Cadian. Not particularly challenged when he falls back. In the meantime, 50 seconds on the clock again. Testes with this tight angle. You can spray through the corner of this red box. Says hello. Quick flashbang. We'll see if he has any support towards the speed bomb site or if he takes a Plopsky-esque angle. There's Stown now posted up. So 2 players towards the B bomb site. I don't know if NIP can identify that, but it seems the B bomb site might not be their position. Hampus shows an arm, and that's enough for Shush to delete him. Device still creeping towards the B bomb site. 19 seconds. This is really running late. Look at all the utility going towards Heaven. NIP stuck here. We've got a creep from Device, but it's just dry going in, and Cadian and Refresh will make this one easy looking as Heroic move to game points, outmaneuvering Ninjas in Pyjamas again.
Utterly shut down NIP everywhere they go. Heroic, Cadian with the aggression outside. He's getting behind that smoke wall. He sees all the utility, which means that they're prepared for him on the other side of the map. And that's Testes just locking down that nasty angle over at ramp, making it very difficult for Nip to get through unscathed. And I mean, it's just right now, Heroic are fully dialed in on this CT side. They have got the defense on lock. 15-10, map point, 5 of them for Heroic now. And NIP looking very quick change of pace, but all of the anti-rush nades going through on this upper site. Brutal.
So many players on the A bomb site. ZTR's in trouble. There are 4 players on A. They'll deal with one of them, but how long can he stay alive for? Rez trying to help, but it's too late and too little. Heroic stormed the final rounds here on Nuke, as they normally do. You can see Cadian's very happy indeed with that. He's like, I almost feel challenged by this. 1-0 Heroic. We'll see the thoughts of the analyst desk after the break.